More victims of the Christchurch mosque attacks have detailed the pain and grief Brenton Tarrant's actions have had on them at the second day of the gunman's sentencing. Our reporter Logan Church joins us now live from Christchurch, and just a warning, some of what we're about to talk about could be upsetting for some listeners. Logan, more victim impact statements today. What have you heard in court?
Yes, Lisa, by the end of today, 56 people in total have so far given victim impact statements in the sentencing hearing for Brenton Tarrant. Among them was Ibrahim Abdul Halim. He was the Imam of the Linwood Mosque and was leading Friday prayers when the gunman entered. He recalled today in court the horror of that moment in a frantic search for his son and wife, who was also in the mosque at the same time. His son was not injured, but his wife was shot in the arm as she dove to try and hold up a friend of hers who had been shot dead by the gunman. We also heard from Nathan Smith. He converted to Islam 9 years ago and was in the Al Noor Mosque at the time of the shooting. He told the court today he remembered holding a 3-year-old boy, hoping and praying that he was still alive. Unfortunately, later on, it was revealed that no, that 3-year-old boy was not alive. He actually offered sympathy to Tarrant's parents today in court and also recommended that Tarrant might actually like to read the Quran and learn what it has to say. We also heard from Rashid Omar, whose son Tariq Omar also died at the Al Noor Mosque. He spoke about the struggles that he and his family went through on the day and the days after the attacks, just trying to figure out if his son was alive or dead. They even fronted the many journalists and cameramen who had descended on Christchurch in the hope that Tariq might see them on TV and call out saying that he was going to be, that he was okay. However, that call, of course, sadly never came, and it wasn't until the names of the deceased were read out in a long list did Mr. Omar realise that his son was dead. Those were just some of the many quite harrowing victim impact statements, Lisa, with more expected tomorrow.
So one of the people who spoke today, well, their address prompted applause from the public gallery. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we heard from Mirwais Wazidi, who was in the Al Noor Mosque at the time of the attacks. He was injured, a bullet hit him in the neck. Now, he entered the court and said that he was not going to actually read his pre-prepared victim impact statement and instead gave some words to Tarrant. He said that when he originally came from Afghanistan, people laughed at him for being Muslim and in some extreme cases even called him a terrorist, but he thanked Tarrant for taking that awful label away for him. That was a sentiment, Lisa, that many people sort of reflected today in courts, that if the mission of the gunman was to sow division in the Muslim community in New Zealand, then that mission had clearly failed.
So how is the sentencing progressing, and is the time frame changing at all for how long it's going to take?
Well, more victim impact statements were heard today than expected, so it seems like things are moving along, and we shouldn't see any delays, or at least at this stage it doesn't look like there will be any delays. However, we are still expecting a sentence to not be handed down any earlier than Thursday morning, as Justice Mander has indicated to us.
Thanks, Logan. That is Logan Church, our reporter in Christchurch, who has been sitting through the sentencing process for the Christchurch gunman.